Hello and good afternoon, people. Welcome back to Spill the Tea Lou. Welcome back to Teacup Castle for another lunchtime transfer show. Guys, I said yesterday that I would speak about Man United today. I've not spoken about my own club probably for days other than the watch along. It's mostly just because I just actually can't be bothered. But there has been rumours, there has been news, there has been talk about Man United. I suppose I'm going to have to talk about that. I've run out of talking about Chelsea and Spurs and Newcastle and picking on other teams. I'm going to have a wee chat about my own. Pre-season is going pretty well so far, guys. Pre-season's going pretty all right for Man United so far. But as we know, pre-season is not the season. So things get very, very, very different when the season starts. And we need more than what we've got. Santos has been an absolute revelation. I'm going to say it here. I said it yesterday in the Discord. I went very, very early last season when I said Lawmans is going to be signing off the summer. He did, in fact, become the signing of the summer. I completely believe Santos is going to be the signing off the summer. Absolutely 100%. Believe that. He has been sensational since he joined us. I don't care that it's only pre-season. He's been very, 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 very good. The problem is, if anything happens to him, we're absolutely screwed. So we need more. We need somebody as a backup to Sesko. I know Mbumo has been putting in the numbers. He's been involved in Man United's last 4 goals in pre-season. But we also know he's not a striker. We need another striker so that we don't have to keep pulling him out of his actual position. If we're not going to sign a left back, even though we've been linked to some, but if we're not going to actually sign a left back, we cannot sell Harry Amass. Whether you think he's good enough or not, he's better than nobody. I think he's been all right in pre-season. I think he's been quite decent, especially out of the young players. I was really sorry to see Shea Lacey miss out yesterday. I think he's also been very good. So I'm not saying we don't have good things. We do have good things. We don't have enough of them is the problem at Man United. The reason I'm not overly interested or overly sold on talking about the transfer rumours in relation to Man United is, with Santos and Tielemans, nobody was talking about us getting them until about 24 to 48 hours before the deal's being done. Not one single player we've actually been rumoured to get have we gone and got. So I feel sometimes like it's a little bit pointless talking about the Man United transfer rumours because we haven't bought a single player that we've actually been rumoured to be linked to. So I see the rumour, I go, let's give it a day or two, and then the rumour disappears. So it feels a little pointless sometimes actually talking about them. However, at some point I just have to acknowledge my club. So I am going to talk about some of the Man United transfer rumours today. You'll see them on the thumbnail. We are also going to speak about Spurs. Guys, can I just say, it was 24 hours ago, we did a show on Spurs. We said they have 33 active senior players. They need to get rid of 8 of them in order to get down to the squad size of 25. They also need to bring money in and sell more than that if they intend to bring in more attackers, which they need to do. Since we've done that show, we've had a here we go for Romero and here we go for Jed Spence, who I told you I thought was most likely to leave because there was so much noise around him. So out of the 8 that they need to get rid of, since yesterday, they've got rid of 2 of them. So they recruit their medical staff on LinkedIn. Maybe they get their transfer information on YouTube. I don't know, guys, but it's been 24 hours and they got rid of 2 of the players on our list. So we shall see. We shall see. We're going to talk about that. We will mention, if we have time, Martinelli. There's a few other things. If we have time, we'll get to them. If we don't, we don't. There's always a show later on. But there's plenty of stuff to be talking about. It's not going to be just Man United, but we're going to start with Man United today. So let me start. Thank you very much, as always, Rob Always United. He has sent us in the Good Job Foxy. Thank you very much to Rob Always United. And of course, our very own All Boxed Up has unboxed the show and unboxed the news. So thank you very much to both Rob and All Boxed Up. So appreciated, lads. So appreciated. I see we've also got Mama Flossie, we've got Gaz, we've got Palace, we've got Rose, we've got Random, we've got Bonkers. Oh my God, we've so many teacups. There's Paige. Whew, I need to take a breath. I see Paige. I see Danny. Hello to Danny. How are you? I see Shem. Did I say Mama Flossie? We've got Mama Flossie. Lovely Lucky in the chat with us as well. Guys, it's going to get to the point where I just don't have enough breath to say hello to all the teacups. But thank you all so very much. And did I say hello to Neil? There's Neil. Guys, I don't even know who I've said anymore. If I've skipped you, I'm sorry. Get another chat in and I'll say your name. But there's so many teacups. Thank you all so much for being here. Please do smash the like button on your way into the stream, on your way into the chat, because it helps just get the stream out to more people. YouTube has been an absolute nightmare for about 2 weeks now. It's been drastically bad. The views are all over the gaff. The likes are all over the gaff. Everything's all over the gaff with YouTube at the minute. So please smash the like button. It really, really does help me out, especially on our march to hopefully 1,000 teacups, which would just be sensational. So we are going to get started on the Man United transfer rumours, despite the fact that I just don't have the patience for them. But you are the teacups and the teacups want the news. So we were linked in the last recent days to David Raum. Now I have seen a mixed reaction, but a mostly negative reaction based on my timeline, a mostly negative reaction to this link, okay? So he is a left back, he's with RB Leipzig, and he's a primary alternative after missing out on Lewis Hall, who we were apparently never in for, so make of that what you will. Also, we apparently weren't buying any defenders this window whatsoever, but we've missed out on a left back that we apparently were never officially in for. So you take that whatever way you want. But apparently the backup to this deal that we were never in for because we're not buying any defenders this summer is David Raum of RB Leipzig. He is 28 years old. He's a German international. I believe he's the captain. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm sure I read the other day he's the captain. So this came from The Athletic, it came from Team Talk, it came from the BBC, it came from ESPN. It was all over the place. Everybody was talking about it. There is a release clause, which is just under £34 million, but a cut price fee of 25 to 30 million could be negotiated because he's in the final year of his contract. So there is a release clause. We know United love a release clause. We absolutely love a release clause because we don't have to negotiate. So while there's the potential, if this actually anything came of it, if we decided to move forward, if we decided we wanted him, there is a release clause. He is in the final year of his deal, so we probably could negotiate a little bit, but we also probably won't because we just hate negotiating. We'll just whack in the release fee and go, right, done. There we are, deal done. So if we move forward, I would imagine that's what's going to happen. Obviously, we did get Sesko. Sesko played at Leipzig. He knows Raum, which is interesting. I don't really think it matters, but there's a point of interest. But guys, tell me what you think about this. Let me know why there was such a negative reaction to this. I don't know anything about him. Never watched him play, I don't think. Maybe at the World Cup I saw him. I don't know anything about him. I don't watch Leipzig. I don't know why people would be mad, sad, happy, angry about this. I don't have an opinion whatsoever. We need a left back, especially if he came in. I wouldn't mind selling Harry Amass then, because I'm like, right, okay, well, at least we're bringing somebody in to this. Can everybody see and hear me? Yeah, Gaz says I'm live. Okay. I was I was a little worried there. I was a little bit worried. Okay, so you can see and hear me. YouTube is just pecking on Shem. Okay, fair enough. I was like, have I been just talking to myself? No, I haven't been talking to myself. Everybody can see and hear me. YouTube was pecking on Shem. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Moonshine is here. Hello to Moonshine. Thank you all for confirming that I'm live. I was like, oh dear goodness me. Danny says, let me see, where'd it go? I had Danny a minute ago. Rom is a good player, excellent at crossing. Lads, sign him up. That's all I need to know. I was talking yesterday on the watch along. I want a winger that can cross. We've had a problem with that at United. We've had some wingers, bless them, some of them have not had the ability, they've been better at other things. Some of them have been a little bit selfish and we've indulged them. Some of them, it just depends, okay? But what I would absolutely love is a winger or a left back that can cross in. I love somebody that can cross. So that's it. I'm sold. I don't need to know anything else about him if he can cross. Bit tongue-in-cheek, lads, but I like that. I like that a lot. Mohammed has joined us. He is the captain. Thank you very much, Neil, for confirming that. I wasn't 100%, so thank you for confirming that. Pala says, David Rom is a great player. I'd take him as left-back. Okay, so fair enough. That is fair enough. I've seen online, and maybe that's my mistake. I've seen online a lot of people being like, oh, this will be terrible, the worst signing ever. Why would we do this? This is a terrible idea. And I was like, Jesus, is he missing a leg? So no, apparently he is quite decent. People are just being dramatic because he's not glamorous. Excellent stuff, right? I'm going to keep going into the comments because you're already improving my mood. You're already making me happier about this. So, yes. Mohammed says, wait, am I the captain of the teacups? Yes, you are now. Mohammed, Tea Titan, captain of the teacups, under Sergeant Rob and Sheriff Flossie. I don't know what Guess is. We'll have to get and Detective Guess. Love it. This is great. This is great. Yes, Rob, that's true. Our fan base does tend to overreact. And not in the good way, in the really irritating way. Let me see, right, what else are we saying? Let me go back. So Palace says, very good. I've been told that he can cross in. Danny says, you would like Says as the left back from Club Bruges. Don't know anything about him, so I will just trust you that he's good. Shem's in the Twilight Zone, says Flossie. Paige says, as an option to have beside Shaw, I would take Rom. Not impressed from what I saw at the World Cup, but that could also be the Nagelsmann factor. I mean, that's fair enough, isn't it? That is fair enough. I'm quite like this. If somebody was good at the World Cup, I'm like, oh, they're great. If somebody was bad at the World Cup, I'm like, oh, it's only international football. Doesn't count. And it doesn't matter who the player is or who they're linked to. That's the way my brain is. And it's the same at pre-season. If you're good in pre-season, you're going to be sensational. If you're bad in pre-season, sure, it's only pre-season. There's no point in panicking. It's like, do you know selective hearing? It's like selective positivity. I don't know, but I enjoy it. Jay is in the house. Hello to Jay. Haven't seen you in a little while. Hope you're good. Says, I agree with you. All the excitement for this transfer window after we got Champions League football has gone. Even if we sign anyone else, the excitement is just not there. That's actually, to be fair, where we differ. So I have lost a bit of the excitement because we're not bloody well doing anything. So I just feel a bit like, bored. Do something, please. Entertain me. However, if we make a signing, like if we got a Here We Go today, I'd be like, yeah, and I'd be back excited again. I'm like a little child like that. It doesn't take much. Random says, it's weird. Spurs aren't waiting for players' contracts to expire. They're actually selling them. I know. Novel idea. Right, let me go forward again. We've lost the run of ourselves. Guys, we're like 5 minutes into the show. We've lost the run of ourselves. But here we are. We're back. Oh, yes, everybody congratulating Captain Mohammed. Love it. We've got a captain, we've got a sheriff, we've got a detective, we've got a sergeant, we've got a tea queen. I mean, honestly, what more could you want? Who cares about the transfer window? We've got enough mayhem at Teacup Castle for everybody. Moonshine would like to be the Minister of Propaganda. Yes. We now have Moonshine, the Minister, not only the foreign correspondent when there's a European match, also the Minister of Propaganda. Love it. Get your roles in the chat. I don't mind. We'll have to make a list. Okay. Random, getting us back onto the football. Go on, Random, who says, my only concern with Rom is his defending stats are pretty bad. I mean, as a defender, if his defending stats are bad, that's quite a big concern, right? Let us go and have a little look. Right, let's go to FOTMob. Let's check his defending stats. Palace would like to be a Lieutenant Palace, reporting for duty. What have you started, Mohammed, is correct and right. Look what you've done. Flossie, I hope you're keeping a list because I'm going to forget all these. And we have Duke Luke. I'll remember that, it rhymes. So no longer lovely Luke, gone. Now we have Duke Luke in the chat. Guys, this is a football channel. I swear to God, it's a football channel. I promise it is, in fact, a football channel. Somebody tell me it's not. I love it. I love this. Paige says the good mood is about to shift when we look at the stats. I'll tell you what, lads. He's not that bad defensively. He's not, right? Okay, no, it's not as bad as I was expecting. Maybe it's because you've pre-prepared me. But actually, right, let's go. Guys. Right, I see what yous were getting at, but it's not, right, let me scroll actually, before I get ahead of myself, let me scroll here a little bit, because maybe it's dreadful. Right, yeah, okay, I'm starting to see what you mean. He's very good at recoveries, though. He's excellent at recoveries. He's not great at clearances or interceptions or defensive contributions, but he's really good at recoveries. How can you be good at recoveries and bad at defensive contributions? Isn't recovering the ball a defensive contribution? That feels like a lie. Right, okay, we're going to go up. We're going to go up the way, and we're going to start at the start. So he's 180 centimetres, so he's not short, which apparently is important for a defender. He's 28 years old, so he's still got a good 4 to 5 years left in him, looking at the length of time we keep our players. His contract is up in 2027, so that's what they're talking about. He's going in the final year of his contract. We could have a bit of wriggle room, and if not, we could get him on his release clause. He can play left back, which is his primary position, or left wing back, which is obviously where he gets the crossing thing. Now, we're going to look at his stats, okay? This is what we're looking at. Now, this is going to be compared to other left backs in that league. That's the comparison. That's who he's against, okay? It's other players in his position in the league that he plays in. He is better than 100% of left backs in his league in chances created. He is better than 100%. That's what it says here on FOTMob. I've not made it up. Players are compared to positional peers from similar leagues. Okay, so not just his own league, but similar leagues as well. So multiple leagues, and placed into a percentile ranking. He is better than 100% of comparable left backs at chances created. So Danny told us about the crossing. Danny was absolutely on the money. He has more touches than 98% of other comparable left backs. He's not so good in the air considering he's 180 centimetres. He's only better than 27% at aerial duels. So in the air is not where he's good with his feet. He has more defensive contributions than 76% of comparable left backs. I mean, that's not that bad, you know. His little bar is in the orange, but he's better than 76% of comparable left backs in his league and similar leagues. That's all right. That's not that bad. He's involved in more goals than 82% of comparable left backs, okay? So he's good with his feet because he's not good in the air. He's very good going forward. And I mean, better than 76% of comparable left backs for defensive contributions isn't exactly brutal, is it? And then if we go down to the more detailed ones there and go to defence here, he has 3.36 defensive contributions per 90. He has 5.89 ball recoveries at left back per 90. That's massive. 5.89 ball recoveries per 90. That's really high, guys. That's really, really high. He's also pretty good at winning possession in the final third. So he's a left back that's really good at going forward and really good at recovering the ball. He's not great at tackling. So he's recovering the ball by intercepting rather than by tackling, which is okay because it means he's less likely to get carded. I don't mind if he's not tackling because he's winning the ball back without needing to tackle. I mean, I'm not going to hold that against him. Yeah, he's much higher on interceptions. He's quite low in terms of fouls committed. He only commits 1.6 fouls per 90, which again just means really good discipline. He doesn't get many cards. People only dribble past him 1.68 times per 90. So barely anybody dribbles past him. He's not good at clearances. He's not good at clearances. But I mean, he can win the ball back without tackling. He doesn't get carded very often. He's excellent at ball recoveries. He commits very few fouls. 1.68 fouls per 90 for a defender is absolutely sensational. And he's better than 100% of comparable left backs for chances created. Lads, I'm sorry, this looks quite good to me. I'm not really seeing the issue. I'm actually not right. I need to go and check. Do you know what we need to check? His injury history. Maybe that's the problem. Because I'm actually not seeing the issue here now at all. Somebody's going to have to give me more information. Okay. After this, I'm going to come to you guys. But again, I'm not really seeing anything crazy. So he's 28. Can I just remind people, he's 28 years of age. I've seen 21 and 22-year-olds with more than double his injury history. Last season, he missed one game. That was with a groin issue. It was 10 days in April, one. One game was all he missed. 24-25, he had a big injury to his ankle. Okay? So he damaged his ankle in 24-25. He missed 17 games with that. It sounds like he broke it. For that 66 days, no, that wouldn't have been a break. So he really badly damaged it, 24-25, and he did miss 17 games with that. But he's had no issue last season with that ankle. So whatever happened, he has recovered. If I'd seen another ankle injury again last season, I would panic. And he missed 2 games with a hamstring, which he missed 2 weeks basically. I'm not stressed about that, if I'm honest. He had a muscular problem in 23-24 and missed no games. So honestly, I mean, for 28 years of age, unless something reoccurs with that ankle, he looks pretty all right. Before that, he missed a couple of games for a cold and a flu. I mean, since 18-19, right, he missed 3 games in 2018-2019, nothing in 19-20, nothing in 2021, he missed 1 game in 21-22, he missed no games in 23-24, 19 games in 24-25, and then 1 game in 25-26. So for a 28-year-old, he's had 1 season with a severe injury. And outside of that, his availability has been bloody sensational. He's an international captain. He can go forward, he can cross a ball, he can defend, his ball recoveries are massive. What is the problem? What is the actual problem? He's not 22. Is that the problem with him? Like, he's not glamorous. Is that the problem? If he played for Bayern Munich, would it be okay to buy him? If he played for Barcelona, same stats, same player, would it be okay to buy him then? Is the problem that he's not glamorous? Is that it? And he's not 22. Okay, but you don't need all kids, do you? Some, and then some, like Luke Shaw, while he's quite injury prone, he has been at Man United for a very long time. He's a very, very, very experienced head. And multiple players have said that both him and Harry Maguire have heavily been influential in guiding them through when they've been young at our club. And so while Rom wouldn't obviously have the Man United experience, he certainly got experience on big stages. You would be getting in somebody else with experience who's actually like more available and certainly very capable. I actually genuinely don't. I was expecting to look at this and go, oh my God, what are we doing? I was expecting to be dramatic, lads. I can't be dramatic. Just look, if anything comes of this, I think I'd be quite happy with this, you know. My first choice would not be to sell Harry en masse unless we get a replacement. If we have somebody like David Raum come in, I would wish Harry en masse well. I would ideally bring Raum in, keep en masse and sell Luke Shaw, but I mean, that's not very real. So I don't see a problem with this, guys. I don't see a problem with this. I actually have a bigger problem with selling our youth to bring in another club's youth. If we're going to sell our youth, it better be to replace them with somebody experienced, talented, established. I don't want to replace our youth, who we sell for pennies, with another club's youth who we buy for loads of money, when there's actually experienced international captains available with a release clause. I actually just think some people are complaining for the sake of complaining at this point. Rob reminding everybody, don't forget, we do have special official Teacup memberships on the channel now, because we are very wonderfully monetized by you fantastic people being here. We have the Teacup party, then we have the Mad Hatter's tea party, and then we have the Tea Titan Brigade. So if you would like to be a member, just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. That would be very much appreciated if you would like to. Rose says, how many years of starting football does a 28-year-old normally have in them? Well, we keep most of our players until around 32. So I would say 4 to 5. Like, is that the only downside because he's 28? Is that all people have a problem with? I'll be honest, I find that a bit silly. If all of our team were 28 years of age, I'd be like, right, we need to cop ourselves on. They're all going to age out in the next few years. If the only quibble people have with him is that he's 28 years of age, I think, I'll be honest, I just think, what do you want? A full team of 22-year-olds? Or what? If you buy a 25-year-old, let's say, they're like 100 million. You can get a 28-year-old who certainly seems to be performing for like 34 or less. That's less than a third. the price reflects the fact that you get him for a lower amount of time. Do you know what I mean? The price reflects the fact that you have him for a lower amount of time. If you want a 22, 23, 24-year-old with years and years and years left, you have to pay over 100 million. You're not going to get a 22, 23, 24-year-old for 34 million. The reason he's 34 million or less is because he's 28 and he's still got 4 to 5 years left in him, while we have somebody behind him, whether that be a master or somebody else, learning their trade, plying their trade, ready to step in 3 to 4 to 5 years when he can no longer play every game. That's normal. This thing of needing to have a full team of 22, 23-year-olds because you have them for years to come is actually beyond ridiculous, and it's really starting to grate on me a little bit. Not you, Random, or not you, Rose, sorry. It's out there on the internet, and it's starting to actually just get on my goat a little bit. It's not realistic to have a full team of kids. Chelsea have tried that. It didn't go very well. You need to have a mix of younger players who are developing, players at their peak in their mid-20s at the top of their game, and some experienced heads, 27, 28, 29, who still have some years left in them, but have also got the world experience, the football experience, the big stage experience to help those that are coming behind them. You have got to have a mix, a balance, a full team of younger players, because you'll have them for ages. What is the point in having them for ages if there's nobody to teach them? Who are they learning from? Who is Sesko learning from at Man United right now? Who is going to help improve him by coaching him, by showing him, by doing it on the pitch, by working together with him? And we know that's important. We know it's important because we keep hearing how important Tom Heaton is for the goalkeepers. We keep hearing about it. We keep hearing how important Harry Maguire is for the defenders that come in. That is important. Really, really important. So it's actually very irritating. If you don't want to pay 100 million for a 24, 25-year-old, and you can get a 28-year-old for 34 or less with all of this experience and ability and availability, like I said, I feel like it's at a point where people are just looking for, what's the downside? Okay, you've said all the good things. What's the downside? Do you know, normally you would have this cloud. The saying that every cloud has a silver lining. I actually feel like we're at a point in society where people say every silver lining has a cloud. You're not allowed to look for the positives or you're toxic. No, maybe you're fucking toxic, you absolute moron. Imagine saying people being positive is toxic. Are you actually off your absolute rocker? The world is so messed up right now, and not just in football. I criticise things all the goddamn time. I opened the show criticising. But Jesus Christ, lads, sometimes it's okay to just see the positives in something. You don't always have to look for the cloud. It's okay to just see the silver lining sometimes. Does my not in. And as I said, Roz, that's not aimed at you. You've triggered something that's been irritating me on the internet for a while. I couldn't hold it in anymore. So I feel much better now I've gotten that off my chest. Back to positivity. Let me see what else you guys are saying. And Rose, exactly. Manu and Santos will learn a lot from Tielemans. You need the mix. Isn't Tielemans exactly 28 years of age, by the way? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure Tielemans is 28. What age is Tielemans? 29. Tielemans is 29. And you know what? Some of the first reactions I saw from Man United fans was, oh, he's too old. And then all of the rivals were like, that's a really good signing. I can't believe you've got him. And then United fans were like, oh, that's quite good. Oh, that's good. We had to have rivals tell us that was a good signing because we were like, oh, he's not 22. We're so spoilt. We're actually spoilt. We need more. We need more quantity. Our board is not doing enough. Absolutely. But we are so bloody spoilt. We are so spoilt. It's ridiculous. We are ridiculous. Exactly random. 18 or 28, 1 million or 100 million, as long as they are effective at winning games, I don't care. That's, love it. A star. Common sense is not common, says Moonshine. No, it's not. Paige says, some people give me a headache. I give myself a headache sometimes, to be fair. I was going to say, I know you don't mean me. Maybe you do. But yeah, I give myself a headache sometimes, so don't worry about it. Yes, Roz says, I liked the Tielemans signing because of how upset Villa were when he left. I love that. See, when rival fans, I was the same with Chelsea and Santos. The Chelsea fans were raging when we got him. They were like, why are we selling our future? Again, it's a great barometer. We were delighted. When Garnacho was gone, we were begging somebody to buy Rashford. If Xerxes goes, nice chap, we'll all be over the moon. You have to go by the fans of the selling club. That's a good way to go. Yes, Moonshine. That's it. It's like fans are scared of what rivals will think instead of just looking at their own club. People are so afraid of being bantered. And that is why I just don't have that on this channel, because I do not have the goddamn patience to tolerate that nonsense. Imagine not being able to have a conversation about your club or something you're happy about because you're afraid somebody might banter you. Now, we have a bit of fun in here, guys. We have a bit of a laugh and a joke and a bit of fun in here. We do. We love it. But there's no rage bait nastiness that's called banter when you're called out on it, because it just absolutely wrecks the conversation. If you can't have a conversation without rage bait and like banter that's actually nastiness disguised as banter, you're actually missing out. I don't care if I look stupid. I don't care if I get things wrong. I don't care if you think I'm off my rocker because I'm happy when everyone else is miserable, or because I'm miserable when everyone else is happy. I don't care. I'm a fan. I'm going to behave like a fan. I'm not an analyst. I'm not a statistician. I'm not a journalist. I'm literally a fan with a camera. That's it. That's all I am. And I like to talk. And you lovely people enjoy talking as well, which is excellent. But I'm never going to not be silly in case somebody goes, oh, haha, look at her. All right, fair play. Do you think you're the first one? Guys, I grew up with big front teeth, with glasses from I was 6 years old, and I used to be a little bit pudgy. I'd my puppy fat into my teenage years. And I was really good at school. I was like book smart. There's nothing you can say to me at all. Nothing. So best of luck. Anyway, shake it off, guys. Let's do a Taylor. Shake it off. Yes, banter is supposed to make the person you're bantering laugh. Exactly. If you're the only one laughing, it's not banter. Now, let's see. Let's get back into it. God, we went off on a tangent. Sometimes you need to get it off your chest, though. You do. It's just so irritating. People become like fan content creators and then they realize or they stop realizing that they're a fan still. Sorry, I've got distracted by Hugh's comment. I was halfway through my sentence and I started reading Hugh's comment and I forgot what I was trying to say. Hugh says, it's concerning about the tackling. If he doesn't get dribbled past much, but doesn't have tackles, then it means he isn't in position when his team gets attacked. Not if he's intercepting. If he's intercepting misplaced passes, have I closed the FOT mob? Ah, no. I've closed the FOT mob. Right, let's get it back. FOT mob, come back to me, my friend. FOT mob. Let me get them back up so I'm not just spouting nonsense. I mean, he's better than 76% of his peers for defensive contributions. So if he's contributing defensively, then he's in position, no? Am I misreading that? Maybe I am. I'm looking at his heat map. Okay. Oh, that's for the World Cup. No, I want it for the Bundesliga last season. No, let me show you his... Oh, I can't do it on this... Right, hold on. Let me see. I hate doing it on here because it's highly irritating. Okay, let me see. Can you see him? This is his heat map for... Oh, go away. No, thank you. How do I X out of this? Right. That's his heat map for last season. So yes, he's here, but I mean, he's not way up there. He is primarily on the left side of his own half, and then a little bit, he obviously brings it as far as here, and then gives it to the winger. So to be fair, based on this heat map for last season, he doesn't look to be drastically out of position, if I'm honest with you. He seems all right. Because that was a fair point. That's why I wanted to pull it back up and look at it instead of just answer for the sake of answering. That is his heat map for last season. You can clearly see where he runs with it and then gives it off to his winger. I'm all right with that. I'd be happy enough with that, if I'm totally honest with you. I think that's quite decent. I'd be worried if all the red was up here at the top and not down here at the bottom. I'm happy enough with that, if I'm honest with you. And you can see he comes in when needed to assist the left-sided centre-back as well. I'm cool with that as a heat map, if I'm totally honest. I'm cool with that. Now, how do I... There we go. That was hard. I'm sweltering as well, all boxed up. It's absolutely roasting here today. I had to have a shower before the stream because it's so hot and like sticky. I was rotten. But yeah, the heat map, I'm happy enough with that, to be fair. It was a good point, huge. But I'm happy enough with that heat map. He doesn't look to be out of position very often. Not based on his heat map. You never know. Look, until you see them, you never know. But based on what I've read and seen, if we were to get him, I'd be cool with that. Now, what I would suggest is, I do not think at all that we're going to get him. Because he's just another rumour. I don't think it's probable we get him. But I wanted to look at that. I look at all the other players for the other clubs. Can we compare him to Shaw? Oh, right, hold on. Let me get it back up again. I've closed it. Let me get it back up again. Oh, no, I have it here, right. I don't know. Is there a comparison? Oh, I would just have to click between the screens. Right, okay, let me do that. I thought maybe there was just like a compare option. There isn't. Luke Shaw. It's not drastically different, actually. Right, let me zoom up. And then let me pull ROMs up again. And then I hate doing this on OBS because it's different than... It's so different than... what do you call it? It's so different than StreamYard, right? Can you now see everything? You should be able to see everything, I think. You can see me. You can see this. Okay. So, This is Rom. This is David Rom, okay? This is Luke Shaw. It's not that different. Rom seems to hug the line a little more. Shaw seems to come inside a little more. But in terms of forward, backwards, it's not drastically different. They've actually got a similar amount of touches. Rom has got 2,591 touches. Luke Shaw's got 2,329. That's not that different, to be fair. And obviously I had not checked this beforehand, so... But not that different. As I said, Shaw clearly comes in a little more, whereas Rom seems to stay out wide a little more. But Rom, Shaw, other than it being wider, not a crazy amount of difference. A little, but not enough that I'd be panicking over. Interesting. It's actually a really good, really good idea. I just hadn't thought of doing it. But yeah, so that's quite interesting, to be fair. Let me see. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting into your comments. Random loves the jersey. Rose says, I like Dallo a lot more defensively than I do when they use him as a wing back. Gaz says, Dallo frustrates me, and that's being diplomatic. Be careful, guys. Grace is going to come for you. Grace is going to get you. Yeah, look. Dallo's not for me. I think he has good games. He's not for me. But I do know there are plenty of people out there that like him. But look, we've other things to talk about, guys. Kind of. How are we? How are we looking for time? Right, because I want to get to this. So, the next story is Page. Louis Page, who has also been linked to Man United. He's 18 years old, plays for Leicester City. The player is keen on the move, apparently. Arsenal have also pursued him and had a bid rejected. So Arsenal have already had a bid rejected for him. But United are leading the race for the England Youth International. So Sky Sports said United were pursuing him. It was initially brought to light by Sami Mokbel. Samuel Luckhurst has also got involved. The Athletic and the Evening Standard have said that Arsenal had an offer rejected. Page favours a move to his boyhood club, Man United. And then quotes come out from the Leicester manager, Russell Martin. And he said that they're reluctant to lose another young prospect following Jeremy Monga's departure to City. He said, and these are quotes from the Leicester City manager, okay? Louis is a really fantastic young player. Obviously, I know the director of football, who's Jason Wilcox, at Man United, very well after spending some time with Southampton. We haven't actually spoken on Louis because he probably knows what I'd say to him and tell him to go away. Until something comes in that is really brilliant for the club and the player, everyone is happy. Then Louis stays and he's in the squad. I'm really enjoying working with him. He's a fantastic young player. So they were quotes from the current manager of the young man to Sky Sports. Okay? So, Arsenal were in for him. Arsenal put in a bid. A bid was rejected. The player wants to go to Man United. Man United like the player. There's been no contact as it stands. Because I'm sure the manager, Russell Martin, would know about that. So as it stands, we admire him and he would like to come. Unless we do something actively to get him, it means not a goddamn thing. We like him, okay. The same way we like Chouameni, that way. Do you know what I mean? We can like who we like. Unless we actively do something to get him, which according to his current manager, Russell Martin, we haven't, nothing's happening. So it's nice that he's turned down Arsenal. It's nice that he wants to come to us. We haven't done anything. So we'll see. We'll see if anything comes of that. We'll keep an eye on it. There's a lot of noise, not a lot of action. If there's more action, then we'll probably look at him a little bit in more detail. I didn't expect to spend as long as I did on David Raum, if I'm totally honest. But we did, and it's happened, and it's the way it goes sometimes. So it might be the case that we look a little more at Louis Page tomorrow or later, or more news comes out, or any extra information. As I said, we might go a little bit more in depth this evening on it. But as it stands, there's loads of reports, I think there's more reports than action at this moment in time about Louis Page. But I already like him because he's turned down Arsenal. So I do just want to round up some of the stories that we'd already kind of discussed on previous days that are coming a little bit more to fruition. So Romero set to travel to Madrid, according to Fabrizio Romano, for Atletico Madrid move with €40 million package, also including a sell-on clause for Tottenham. Told Spurs will get a 15% of any future sale. Barcelona decided against the move with Hansi Flick. Now, as I said, we literally spoke about Spurs yesterday. We said they needed to sell 8 players to get down as far as the 25-man squad. I have been saying for weeks that I think the reason you've not bought a forward is because I think you need to bring money in. I think you need to bring money in for Romero as well as other players to be able to spend money. And then as of yesterday, we decided that you also need to make space. You need to move players out to be able to bring players in. So you need to get the money. You also need to make space in your squad. Since that, here we go, 2 deals. Jed Spence and Romero. You're bringing in money for both. And it means you only need to clear 6 more to make space for more players to come in. Just so everybody knows, €40 million is £34.2 million. So it's a fair old whack. I know it's not loads and loads, but for a player that you actively wanted rid of and that actively wanted to leave, and that if he'd stayed, the situation probably would have become a bit toxic, 34.2 million, it's money in the kitty. And it's a spot. And you've got rid of something that would have been toxic. I think it's an all-round good move for Spurs, if I'm honest. And I think it was getting to the point where it was getting a little worrying. Because you didn't want to have him back in your squad. You didn't want to have him back in your dressing room. You didn't need that. So I think it's an all-round good move. And I think it was getting critical that you moved him on. So the fact that that's happened, the money's reasonable. The fact that it's happened is good for you guys. I just think it's good. I don't see anything bad about it. I think he'll be fine at Atletico. He wanted to go to Atletico. Atletico wanted him. You wanted rid of him. You've got the money. You've got the spot. I don't see anything bad. I think it's all really good. I will be very interested to see, will Spurs want to move on another few players, or will they now take this money and start using it straight away? Are we going to get in the next 24 to 48 hours incomings in the attacking department, or are we going to see another 2 or 3 outgoings and then the incoming? That's what I'll be curious about. Because at the moment, you still don't have space. You now have money. You don't have space still. Bonkers is saying, go on Spurs, splash the dollar on Gakpo. Oh, Ireland have officially withdrawn our support for Infantino, have we? Let me see. FAI. Is that on Ben Jacobs, you said? Good, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. Shout out Bonkers. Sorry, I know it's off topic, guys, but I've been waiting for this. I've been really waiting for this, so it's been actually irritating me no end that Ireland hadn't come out yet. Is it on his Twitter? There you go. There you go. It's about bloody time. The Football Association of Ireland, the FAI, has now withdrawn support for Gianni Infantino. Good. As we should have done a long time ago. Sorry, guys. Sorry, had to react to that. Hello, Patrick. Welcome. Just doing a quick stop by. Pleasure to have you. You've stopped by at the right moment. Ben Jacobs has just announced the FAI has withdrawn support for Gianni Infantino. Excellent news. Excellent. Absolutely delighted. Yeah, I don't know why it took so long either, all boxed up. That's just what I've tweeted. Should have done it ages ago. But look, it's done now, and I'm very happy. No, that's true. Nothing's done quickly with the FAI. That's also true. Nothing's done quickly in Ireland, full stop. But yeah, I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted. About time. Let me see. Right, back to Spurs. Thank you very much to Bonkers for that. Very much appreciated, because I wouldn't have spotted it amongst all the transfer stuff, and I'm actually really pleased with that. So thank you very much for bringing that into the show. Let me see. Shem says, get rid of the lot of them that have been coming in from 6 different managers over 4 to 5 years. See, there you go. You've ended up with the problem United had. An amalgamation of multiple different managers' signings. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's like Frankenstein's monster. Okay, no, that's a conversation. That's conversation. Okay, so, as I said, I'll be curious to see what happens there. There was also a little bit of an update on the news we mentioned the other day on Martinelli. So we did mention this, but there's a little update, and we're going to finish up on this one. This is the last little update. So, Florian Plettenberg came out and said there was no agreement yet between Gabriel Martinelli and Galatasaray. Galatasaray's main priority is now to reach an agreement with Arsenal first. The €45 million offer, including add-ons, was submitted in writing today. Rafael Leao remains on their shortlist, but a deal would be very difficult to realise. Martinelli is internally considered Galatasaray's current top target for the wing. And then Fabrizio, have I lost Fabrizio? Fabrizio essentially came out and backed that up. This here is from The Athletic. Arsenal have received a €45 million, which is £38.4 million offer from Galatasaray for winger Gabriel Martinelli. The Athletic has previously reported that Arsenal would be open to trading the 25-year-old if an attractive offer were to arrive. The forward is under contract until 2027 with a 1-year option to extend until 2028. While Galatasaray are intent on adding Martinelli to their squad, the Brazilian international is not pushing to leave Arsenal. If he is to depart, his expectation would be to move to one of Europe's strongest leagues. That came from Gunnar Blog and Adam Leventhal at The Athletic. So essentially the update the update on Martinelli is an official bid has been placed. It's for £38.4 million. Arsenal are open to selling him for a good offer. He is okay with leaving. He doesn't really want to, but if he does, he wants to go to one of the top leagues, which I think implies not Galatasaray. I'm assuming that's why that detail is included, to imply not Galatasaray. We will see, because nowhere, it says that a bid has been received. It doesn't say a bid has been rejected. So the bid has been received, and whether it ends up being rejected, it hasn't been rejected out of hand. That bid went in. These reports were from yesterday. That bid went in yesterday. I've not seen anything saying it's been rejected. So there's a possibility, because it hasn't been rejected out of hand, and if it's not accepted, it's not a million miles away, because otherwise it just would have been rejected out of hand. So it does give kind of a ballpark for maybe where that goes. The difficulty could be in convincing the player, if the player doesn't want to go to Galatasaray and doesn't want to leave Arsenal. So we will have to see what happens there. We will have to see if anything happens with United. Full stop. As I said, Louis Page at the moment seems to be interest, no action. David Raum, again, seems to be similar. There's a lot of people reporting it, not a lot of things happening. If that was to go forward, though, I don't think it's as negative as a lot of people were making out. I just think it's not glamorous. I'll be honest, though, at the minute, I just don't really see United doing anything. I just don't see it. I mean, if they did something, I wouldn't be astounded. But I'm also, see, if they did nothing, I also wouldn't be astounded. We've not done anything for weeks. We've not done anything. So, I don't know. It's just, it's going so slow. It's going so slow, lads. I just don't see it. So, now that I'm all energied out, all of the hype has fallen off. I'm going to go have a coffee now, or a cup of tea. Maybe a cup of tea, a little bun. Have some lunch. That is us, guys. Thank you so very much for being here. Ye are all fantastic. I will, of course, be back with you at 7 o'clock this evening for more stuff. There's more stories. There's lots and lots going on. There is obviously the deadline for Enzo. We'll probably speak about that this evening. Massive shout out. Rob Always United, all boxed up, getting their super stickers in the chat. Shout out to you guys for being here, taking part, getting your opinions in. Very much appreciated. Please smash the like button if you haven't done so already. If you're new, please do subscribe. Enjoy your afternoon.